Game 3 between VonIvan and Jove. This will decide who makes it into the top 4 for the Warpaint Championships. Jove should have had faction selection, and it looks like he's gone for US forces. Then his loadout is heavy cavalry, tactical support, and armor company. Pretty meta loadout there. Sometimes you'll see mechanized against OKW, but obviously VonIvan here playing as Austere, and in his loadout is mobile defense, mechanized assault, and lightning war. Slight variation from him already, not locking in mechanized assault, but he is up against a different faction this time, and US forces has traditionally been extremely strong against Austere due to their superior light vehicles. Throughout all history, I mean, it used to be the M20, very fast M20, but now you just about never see the Lieutenant because of the 222 being so strong. But of course the Stuart is just about unstoppable. Real beast, and a lot of people calling for it to be nerfed, which I have to agree with. We've got a machine gun setting up here. Looks like Pioneer's losing this engagement to the rear echelon, and we've got a fast sniper here for VonIvan. So some players do favour the fast sniper against US forces, and this is a pretty good map for the sniper if I'm honest. Though we did see in that game, who was it? Loveness versus Theodosius. Loveness went for double snipers, and Theo just didn't even care. He played it very smart. Managed to minimize the amount of bleed and just make those crazy good pushes. And when you see a sniper like this, very early sniper, if I was personally playing US forces, I'd be thinking, I'm going for Lieutenant, I'm going for the M20. Try and put paid to that sniper, and wow! Rear echelon goes down straight away for Jove. That is a big loss. I'm not sure why it stuck around there for so long. I mean, 2 rear echelon shooting a sniper, not going to do too much to it, honestly. Yeah. Accuracy is pretty poor. So it's a pretty big loss for Jove right off the bat. Did get about a quarter of the health off that sniper though, and in these early game stages can be very hard to heal those snipers up. Can get to vet 1 with those green med kits, but they only heal 40 health, so only going to do half of the sniper's health. Less than half actually. Looks like he's setting up a flank here. We've got rifles coming in from deep positions. But Gren's in a pretty decent spot, but this machine gun not firing here. It needs to get that into the combat. Gets forced away by those riflemen. Here come the 2 other rifles. Where's the sniper? Sniper getting its line of sight blocked by the hedge there. Still hasn't relocated his machine gun. Here it comes now. But already both his Grenders have been forced to retreat. Sniper's in a tough spot, and he's actually kind of bringing that into the combat here. This is very risky. With so many riflemen in his retreat path. So this rifle squad's going to make its way around to flank this MG42 and the sniper. If the sniper gets forced to retreat here, because this negative cover road could quite easily go down. Oh man, he's taking a lot of damage. And down goes the sniper. Wow. I think VonIvan, you know, he mucked around here a bit too much with that engagement. Didn't relocate his machine gun early enough and was on the wrong side of that shot block with his sniper for too long. Didn't get enough or fast enough bleed onto those 2 squads in his retreat path. So down goes the sniper, and that's a big pickup. That means Jove doesn't have to go for the M20 anymore. He's going for the AA half track. And on top of that, whilst all this has been going on, of course, VonIvan has been cut off. He's had very poor fuel income. Still hasn't even started his tech. In fact, I don't think he's seen the Lieutenant, so he doesn't even know what's coming. But we do. It's AA half track. And it's poised to do a lot of damage right here. And that's also a really nice spot for a tank trap there, because your opponent trying to use it. In most cases, oh no, there's still a bit of heavy cover down there. Perhaps you can still use that. I thought it may be blocked by that shrubbery, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But I mean, it's probably what he's going for, and it's a nice idea. Anyway, we're seeing double machine guns now for Von, which in some cases, I mean, it used to be a pretty sound strategy, but since the US mortar, double machine guns, from what I've seen in the Warpaint tournament, quite often suicidal. And here comes A half-track. I'm sure this machine gun won't try wipe that squadron retreat, but won't get the chances. A half-track tearing in, forcing the retreat. Do see some harassment here from these pyros, but he kind of needs them back in his base to build his tech. And now this lieutenant man has got that bar VonIvan, and a bit of a dire situation here. We do see a mortar coming in from Jove, recognizing that double machine gun play, going for that mortar as the counter. And I mean, the unit this strong, the US mortar, I mean, you just about can't go wrong building one at any stage of the game. In fact, I'm sure you could make a strategy work where you go for the mortar first. I'm sure it could. It may not be the most effective, but I'm sure you could make it work.
A capture point is being overrun. Enemy infantry. Our supply line just got cut off.
Well, a half-track going to work, preventing Von from recapturing his cutoff, but he's actually doing a good split here, going on either side. So a half-track can't be on both sides at once. No, Von's tech, but he actually hasn't put down his tech structure yet, which is a bit of a surprise. He is locking in mobile defense right here, but still only 3 1/3 CP, still a very long way from that Puma. And I mean, in the meantime, this A half-track could completely run him off the map. He's actually spending his manpower on a bunker to try and heal up instead of getting his tech up for an anti-tank gun or similar. So yeah, can Von survive? I don't know. This A half-track's doing a lot of damage. We see a ambulance coming in for Jove. And now will probably be a good time for Jove to get some weapon upgrades as well. He's got a lot of munitions. Look at that, 310, that's a lot of weapon upgrades. It's not really strapped for fuel. He's in a pretty good position fuel-wise with that double fuel income coming in. And if he gets double, I mean, if he starts equipping these squads with bars, these grenadiers will really stand just about no chance. No, I don't think so. Thought there for a split second we saw one of Von's squads go down, but not the case. And he gets in range for a Faust. It's going to buy him a bit of time, which is important. Whilst this gets repaired. Von preventing this lieutenant flank, but it could... Oh, what's that mortar shooting at? I'm not sure. Oh man, my computer's starting to make some jet noises.
We're losing a capture point.
More, keep coming. We're getting chewed up here.
A half-track back in action. Damage has been repaired. And the ambulance is doing a nice job. But sometimes on this map I've found, if you're retreating from this way, you constantly have to, your squads end up finishing here, and then you constantly have to run them onto the side with your ambulance. It's actually a bit of a pain. That's what we see here, where they finished over there, and then you have to run them over here. So you may want to consider where you're doing the most fighting and where you want to position your ambulance, so you don't have to constantly reposition your squads. Also, you have to do it as little as possible. Okay, so we see Von actually going for Ostroup here instead of an anti-tank gun. So that's going to give him some more capping power. He's not going to build his tech too much. I'm surprised, but you know, we've seen Von make no tech strategies work before. And those extra squads are actually going to give him a lot of map control. And we see some bazookas being distributed here to these squads. Looks like we've got that 1 or 2 bazookas. It's like single bazooka on those rear echelons. He's also got a bazooka and a bar, I think. Yeah, bar bazooka. He's got a couple of bazookas kind of spread out across his squads, perhaps expecting that Puma to hit. Needing a bit more light anti-tank. In the meantime, he has ticked up to Major, and he's not too far away. From a tank or vehicle of some description. I imagine he won't go for a Scott. He doesn't really need that extra bit of indirect fire at the moment because, you know, Von doesn't really have 8 tank guns. The Scott would get ruined by the Puma. Look at that squad so low thanks to that mortar hit. Will it go down? Oh my god, VonIvan! So lucky, I can't believe that got away there. I think this thing had to reload or something. Perhaps that was the only reason why. And he actually got also very lucky getting an LMG roll on these Ostroupen. Oh! And Puma finds the A half-track straight away. That's going to go down. Looks like he's trying to close in for an anti-tank grenade. But the hedge blocks sight. And wouldn't have destroyed it anyway unless he's flanking with some bazookas, which he is not. You see the Major coming in for a bit of combat here. Kind of surprised he didn't set up a forward retreat point, and you can set up some nice forward retreats around this region of the map. Quite a safe spot. Instead he's brought it in for some combat duties. Oh, bazooka goes into the Puma. Oh, but manages to back away. Oh, what is that thing doing? Oh man, those things really need to be fixed. And look, VonIvan has actually managed to steer the ship, taking out that A half track. He's got his side of the map under control. He's capping the central VP. Only 100 VPs behind. He's not out of this game yet. The biggest issue now is he's got 1 Puma. And Jove has that Sherman coming on now. Puma does 120 damage per hit. And the Sherman does 160, as well as having more health. 400 versus 640. So Sherman should be able to win these engagements pretty soundly, especially with the few bazookas distributed onto Jove's squads. Don't know how VonIvan is going to fare in these next few vehicle engagements. Could be different if you have Vet 1, but he doesn't quite have that yet. Doesn't quite have the target weak point. Oh, that was a nice hit for the Sherman. And VonIvan, upon seeing that Sherman, calls in another Puma straight away. So he's going to have a 2v1 advantage here. And actually, 2v1, things looking actually pretty good for VonIvan, honestly.
A capture point is under attack.
Because in those cases, then, you know, 1 or 2 bazookas probably not going to make that big of a difference. But the good thing about the Puma is it's got such low armor, you don't have to switch to armor-piercing rounds on your Sherman. You can penetrate the Puma just fine with the HE rounds on. Here we go. And now he's got a second bazooka on that rear echelon as well. In fact, this could be the end of the Puma. Destroyed engine, not quite. Oh, knocks out a lot of those pioneers. But the Puma's still there. Oh, whoa, one hits that machine gun. Here comes a Puma, deep flank. We've got an Austrian squad here for the Faust. Can he juke the turret? Got two rear echelons here with the bazookas. Will they connect long range? One connects. Puma pops smoke. Oh, main gun destroyed on the Sherman. Oh, but down goes the Puma. Got two squads nearby and he does have enough for a Faust. And there it goes. Sherman down. Oh, but he's going to steal that MG. And he could kill this as well. Looks like he is going to kill that. Still has quite a lot of health. Did get repaired for a couple of seconds there. But still, I mean, all things considered, it's not the worst trade for Von. Two Pumas for a Sherman. But losing his machine gun on the other hand, that is really bad. Oh, maybe not. Got to run the gauntlet past two Grens and these. Oh, and he doesn't lose it. Oh, there you go. You did see a second mortar for Jove, and this really makes me sad. Oh my god. It's like a never-ending barrage from these mortars. These things barrage is so fast. I believe they say that the auto attack is the same as the Austrian mortar, which is the best mortar. But then it has better veterancy bonuses. It gets scatter at vet 1, whereas the Austrian mortar gets counter barrage, which is not often used. And the barrage is actually faster than the Austrian mortar, so on top of that, firing at 4-man squads rather than 5 or 6 in most cases. That's one of the reasons why everyone's so upset about the US mortar. Ooh, there goes Von's machine gun, and this one well into Jove's territory.
Commanders, be advised. Troop level barrage now available.
It's gonna go down.
Crowds are sniffing
gotten
around
stolen.
our asses. Tactical point
That's
being
good news.
captured.
See, never fielded himself in mortar. Anyway, VonIvan,
Just got wiped
let's have the
out.
Panzer IV, and Jove actually going for armor company, but bit surprising. Not entirely sure why.
Enemy forces are securing our
Well,
territory.
he's going to call himself an M10, which is a very effective counter to Austrian medium tank plate. Oh man. Looks like he's going to take a Faust. Oh no, Faust connects with the ground, not with the tank, but he disengages, takes one more Faust. Should be damaged engine, but man, I don't know what happened there. Bugged out, hit the ground. Panzerfaust do that on occasion.
Our capture point is being overrun.
Ooh, did he just lose a squad there, capping that? I think it was an Austrian squad though. And he's not even going to be able to steal it here.
We have lost the Granatwerfer squad.
Got sniped by that weapon crew of all things. So yeah, VonIvan losing his Austrian there, unfortunately, trying to steal that mortar.
Opponents are seizing
And I
the
can't blame
sector.
him, I would also probably try and steal the mortar in that situation. Didn't quite pan out. If we take a look at supply, actually surprisingly close. Looks like Jove's got a lot more though, doesn't it? Oh, that's why VonIvan's called himself in a fresh Puma. Oh, and he finds that M10 opens up on it first. Remember, the Puma and the M10 have the same range, but Puma actually has slightly better sight range, which is why he opened up first and why he can get those first shots.
We are losing a sector.
And man, that Puma's having a field day here.
The enemy is is attempting to steal our
And
sector.
VonIvan, all of a sudden, I mean, he's pushing out well. He's not doing too poorly. We see the Major here. It's up to Vet 3, so it's got that permanent sprint. Yeah, he's got one bazooka himself, not yet two. So it's going to be Joe's answer to all of these mediums. He's going to have a nice distribution of bazookas amongst all of his infantry. And man, I'm actually really surprised that at no point this garrison in the centre has gone down, man. I guess that just shows that Von actually hasn't had very good control of this. So of course Jove controlling it usually won't take damage because Von doesn't have a mortar himself. But man, I mean, look at these VPs. Pretty much level pecking right here after Von was in deep trouble for such a long time, and there we go. Actually, that's the fake rapid barrage for Von, but he's going to retreat anyway. You can't take that risk because that rapid barrage, that Vet 3, well, Vet 2 is when it gains those extra shells. Ooh, almost lost it to the command tank here, but a Vet 2 gets the extra shells, so easily could have wiped that machine gun if it stuck around there. Comes the M10. Command tank could be in trouble here. VonIvan probably needs to pop smoke. Oh, but the M10 misses. And disengages. So Jove has actually been bleeding quite a lot from his squads. He seems a bit scattered here, kind of, you know, trying to engage on every front all at once. And we know that US Forces is more well known as a bit of a blob faction, so maybe he needs to start blobbing. Maybe then he'll start winning. Got one of these mortars up to Vet 3 now, 9 kills. It's going to have tremendous range next to that Vet 3 bonus. We're going to cover most of the map now, in fact. So VonIvan is setting up a flank. He's got 3 squads. Perhaps he's going to try ambush these mortars. Got a couple of squads about to discover VonIvan's flank attempt here and perhaps shut it down. Von going for another Puma. Oh, here comes the M10 going after the command tank. I think it can survive one more hit. Does. Double Pumas now opening up on the M10. Ooh, bounces that shot. Nice attack round through the hitch though. VonIvan, is he going to go in? There he goes. He's going in. We've got some bazookas here, but down goes the M10. Pop smoke. And the... and they're going to get away, and he gets that bazooka squad as well. What is Jove up to? Must have been this engagement here. Must have been microing this. But it cost him his M10, and man, VonIvan's just been sniping these tanks. And now he's amassed himself a pretty sizable armor advantage. And Jove now actually investing in another rifle squad, so perhaps he's thinking, damn, what I'm going to do here is going to invest in more infantry, try bank up enough fuel so I can build multiple tanks at once, and maybe then I can effectively fight VonIvan's superior numbers, because at the moment he just keeps getting his vehicles picked off one at a time. And that is giving VonIvan the lead. Also Jove, perhaps he should have considered making some assault engineers. I know that they're not that good in terms of combat, but when you're facing off against a swarm of Pumas and Panzer IVs, a few mines could be game deciding, and you really don't expect them facing off against US forces. Or even a demo charge could be nice. It does have quite a bit of munitions. Enough for at least one demo charge and probably a mine as well. Oh, he's going to go for a Sherman and prove me wrong once again.
We are losing a sector.
But he's got to be careful with this now, because if he loses this, I mean, VonIvan is going to have a very large armor advantage. If he loses one more Sherman, that will actually probably allow Von enough breathing room to take up. So we know that VonIvan doesn't often take, and oh, down goes another MG42. VonIvan's Puma trying to prevent it from being captured here. Luckily this squad is the fresh squad. And they don't have any bazookas. In fact, that's a double bar squad. He's equipped there. And the Puma does not manage to prevent the capture. So now Jove has a massive force of infantry and team weapons. Whereas VonIvan has a pretty sizable armor advantage. The thing is though, if you've got one bazooka on each one of these squads, the Puma's really not going to be able to trade that well. We got command tank takes the anti-tank grenade. Here comes in the Sherman trying to finish the job. We've got a Puma nearby for support. These guys are charging up with their double bazookas. No, single bazooka. Bouncing though. Looks like the Sherman's not going to try to chase any further. Man, when I get medium tanks against bazookas, I never get this many bounces, man. They always seem to penetrate my Panzer IV. VonIvan has been blessed today. That squad also getting away extremely low. Another lucky break for Von. Does have two pioneers, which is good because when you got this many tanks, you need a lot of repairs. And Von did, at some stage, feel himself a fresh Puma. So he's got 3 Pumas now. Should be more than enough to deal with this Sherman. And VonIvan's starting to apply the pressure. Jove now dropping about 100 VPs behind Von. 2 squads coming in on the flank, but we got these guys ripping in with their bars. Pies really stand no chance. Here comes the command tank. Force away that machine gun. He was firing at max range here, so the machine gun's not firing, only the main gun. And bazooka forcing away that Puma. It's the double bar squad. Ooh! The 3 greens, man, they escaped by such a small amount of health. Lucky break for Von once again. Either way, his push into enemy territory has now been repelled. Might as well repair up that Sherman. Don't want to be on, you know, don't want to have 120 damage already inflicted before the battle even starts. And Von actually invested himself in another squad of Grenadiers. I didn't notice that, and got the LMG. He's got a lot of munitions himself. Not that many things to spend it on here. Of course he could go for the break or counter attack.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Of course he needs to have a bit of a float for smoke and target weak point. Now he's got so many Vet 1 Pumas. Chain starting with target weak point could be brutal. And ooh, look at that mortar actually countering this Puma quite nicely. And if that was barraging that region, might have actually got the kill. And oh, look at all these retreating, repairing pioneers could easily wipe them all. Oh, could this be a dead rifle squad? Oh, close call, man. Oh, machine gun gets taken out by these squads. It did take a rifle grenade before. It's probably extremely low. It's white from the front. Oh, but look at those mortars! Oh, VEC3 squad goes down there. Man, you can't mess around with those US mortars being so close range there. Here come the Pumas. Being led by these flamethrowers. Looks like he wants to stick around, but he can't afford to. Too much damage. Major would have gone down if he stuck around any longer. Squad here on the side needs to close in for an anti-tank grenade on one of these. It looks like the two vetted up Pumas going hunting for the Sherman. Here comes the target weak point. Stuns it. I think he's popping smoke. And here comes the second stun. Oh, main gun destroyed. No second stun. Turret switches around, but nice smoke at the exact right time for Von. Out of control. Oh, but he gets a killing blow as he's out of control. This one's going to escape. So RNG kind of repaid itself there. Main gun crit, which would have, you know, if you didn't get main gun crit, it easily would have won this engagement. But then the out of control ends up sealing the deal on the Puma. So RNG kind of evened itself out there. But actually, meanwhile, whilst this is all been going on, it looks like the command tank went down.
We are losing a sector.
But we can see that Jove, you know, VonIvan's pushed before into that territory. He's really hurt his fuel income. Doesn't have nearly enough to make another tank. Oh man, look at that. That's a nasty amount of bars though. Forcing retreats everywhere. Ooh. Attack ground with those bazookas. Look at this blob though. This could easily wipe the squad. Just so many squads here. Yep. Ends up losing his squad. I mean, how did you expect to cap a machine gun in front of this many bars? It is just a really silly idea. Customer's Ostroupen squad. That squad had a machine gun and a bazooka. That was bad. So now Jove has actually ticked captain it. I didn't mention this.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And he's got double bazookas on that, so maybe that's what took out the command tank. Is that the wreck of it there? I think so.
We have a new Panzer IV.
And now investing himself into a ZIS.
Enemy forces are
There's
securing
Von
our
calling in another tank, another P4 command tank. He actually delayed reinforcing his squads just so he could get this P4 command tank out earlier.
lines of supply are disrupted.
Just good because he needs that command tank aura to fight against these swarms
Sector.
of infantry for Jove. And Jove does have enough bazookas now that these Pumas really can't do too much damage anymore. He's going to have to blob up his tanks all in one bunch himself, I think, here.
Our territory.
Otherwise they could get picked off by these bazookas. Let's hope he's a bit more diligent with this anti-tank gun than he was with that ZIS as Soviets. Game 1. Squad's engaging. Boom's coming across now. Anti-tank gun set up in a nice spot. Opens up on the P4 command tank. Misses its second shot though. The Puma's managing to do a little bit of damage here and there. Anti-tank gun hasn't moved up yet. Probably should. Likewise, oh no, he has moved his mortars up a bit, and this one, which did get decruised, already up to 9 kills again, Vet 2. But I mean, this is actually kind of working out to VonIvan's favour here, not having support weapons against double mortars. They'd probably get eaten up if he had a pack or machine guns. So his more mobile force here kind of working out quite well against this double US mortar play. And Von continuing to apply a lot of VP pressure, now starting to put down some S mines, which will really hurt Joe's ability to recapture territory, because of course he's got no vehicles to run over these mines with, and no re-echelons to sweep with either. His only real way of sweeping is through mortar barrages and anti-tank gun and bazooka shots. Attack grounding. Still, I mean, we're at pretty much dead even supply here between these two guys. It's not over yet, and oh, he's coming for another rifleman squad. Looks like at some stage he lost that double. Oh man, lost that double bar squad that he built, and that's actually nice from Jove here. Ran over S mines coming this way, and then he exited the same way before retreating. Because if he just retreated there, would run over even more S mines, probably would have wiped that squad. So some nice micro from Jove there. And I know I often find myself doing that, running into S mines, hitting retreat, and then running over more in the retreat path, losing my squad that way. So yeah, VonIvan now actually starting up his tech. I thought I saw some fuel disappear, so he's going to start ticking up and probably go for a flak panzer, I'd say. He's got a lot of squads of infantry to deal with here. And he's got plenty of Pumas, so he doesn't need that extra anti-tank. Because usually, you know, I do recommend the Panzer IV, because the machine gun upgrade has kind of similar anti-infantry damage to the flak panzer, but when you've got this many Pumas, you just don't need that extra anti-tank. Just go maximum anti-infantry and minimum cost as well, being quite a lot cheaper, the flak panzer than the Panzer IV. But one of those mortars does get stolen. But, I mean, he just fell asleep there, and in fact could lose both of these grenadiers. Got across this near of cover right here. A lot of squads. And there it goes. So 2 squads down there for VonIvan. Just kind of asleep at the wheel right there. I think he's over here doing something with his vehicles, but clearly much more critical was keeping his squads alive.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh well, he has pulled out about 150 VP lead. So he's got a bit of a VP buffer to work with whilst he attempts to tech up. Squads approaching from the front, and man, they keep sniping that gunner. In fact, this could be a dead machine gun right here. Puma's closing in, trying to seal the deal.
The sector has been cut off.
Not today. And that is a fresh M10 for Jove. Kind of just being used on minesweeper duties. There's still a few mines around here though. But that's nice from Von. Ooh, there's 2 models there. So saying this is really hurting Joe's ability to retake the map. All these S mines everywhere. And nice to see him finally burning through a few of those munitions he had stored up. AT gun being brought up again. Nearly vet 1 on that. Which will give him the ability to take aim. increasing the range and the sight.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh, I see some 240mm artillery coming in. There it is. First shell goes down. So Von actually kind of being a bit risky here, staying in the radius of that barrage zone.
Enemy forces are securing our
Second
territory.
shell. If you're on the outer edge of this, you should be alright. Oh, what's that? Fake artillery again? Yep, fake artillery again. Nicely done by Jove. But they retreat safely through the blast zone. Ooh, whoa, that was close, man. If he retreated, what, 2-3 seconds later, that could have been both his grenadiers wiped right there. Oh well. VonIvan has ticked up
Are seizing the sector.
and is making that flaky. So it's going to be swarms of tanks versus swarms of infantry. Who's going to win this one? If Jove manages to get himself another M10 before losing this M10, he's probably in a pretty good spot, but if he loses this M10 before getting himself a second M10, he's just going to continue to lag behind in the armor game.
Ostwind ready for deployment.
As for VonIvan, he's a bit low on capping squads at the moment, which could hurt his map control situation. We'll have to see. It kind of comes down to this next fight. Still got a lot of fuel banked up. Could go for another flak panzer before taking the engagement. No, he's going in. Flak panzer and 3 Pumas coming down the side. We've got a few bazookas here. And the AT gun in a nice position. Here comes the command tank on the AT gun, trying to focus that down. And the flak panzer has to back away. But there goes the anti-tank gun. And the painful command tank going to start ripping in pretty good here. Here comes the M10. Puma's backing away though. They've taken quite a lot of bazooka fire. Overall, VonIvan's forces have taken quite a bit of damage. We actually decrew that AT gun though, so perhaps he's inflicted a little bit more manpower bleed, whereas Jove inflicted more vehicle damage. Now Von's just leaving this mortar, can reach the base from inside his base, so it's kind of just a no-brainer, just leave it there. Don't have to worry about losing it or microing it. And getting a bit of revenge on Jove for all the nasty mortar action that Jove's done so far.
Has arrived.
There's another flak panzer for Von. So he's pretty close to pop cap now, so his manpower income very slow. Probably not going to be able to save up for another tank for a wee while. So this is his fighting force. The rest is probably going to be spent on reinforcing squads. Maybe I'll squeak in another Pioneer for more repairs. When you got this many tanks, may pay to have 3 Pioneers.
We are losing a sector.
As for Jove, he's got quite a lot of fuel in the bank, but he's also in a similar situation. Very high supply, very slow manpower income, and he's actually been bleeding quite a lot from all these rifles. And remember that a few of these models from the officers are actually very expensive to reinforce. Double flak panzers, man, just shredding in here. And the mortar as well, just tearing apart all of these squads, and that was a dead major went down there to the flak panzer. That was bad from Jove. He just ran right into the hornet's nest there. Flak panzer, mortar, command tank, everything just ripping into all of those squads. So T-Gun's now in a good spot, but a bit late. Wolverine having to be very cautious here. A lot of Pumas rumbling around. Could be the end of these pioneers. And it was. I think maybe popped smoke to try and cover their retreat, but it didn't quite work out there. And these guys also have to retreat, taking quite a lot of mortar fire. And it looks like VonIvan's going in here. He's got quite a few of his vehicles on low health. Oh, but he gets a target weak point off, and that's going to be a dead M10. AT gun is in. Oh, he's behind the garrison, so not firing right now. Down goes the M10. Black Panzer. Oh, look at all these tanks, man, just tearing apart all of Jove's army. Down goes that stolen MG42. Into tank gun, not sitting up, sitting up. It's one shot off on the Puma. Now VonIvan going in on this fresh M10. Knocks that out. Now he's going after the ambulance. And the captain. Down goes the captain. Ambulance goes down. We've got a lot of squads in the base. Will he be able to wipe these as well? Takes down one of those flak panzers next to the bazookas. Could he lose his P4 command tank? That'd be a shame. He's got the skirts now. There it goes. A lot of bazookas still around here. Down goes the Puma as well. Where's that anti-tank gun? Anti-tank gun actually taking machine gun fire. Looks like VonIvan decided to disengage now after losing Puma, P4 command tank, and a flak panzer. Oh, is he going to lose this Puma as well? Attack ground with the bazooka, maybe? Maybe. No, not quite. Maybe with the pathing though. No, those Pumas are all going to get away, it looks like. Close cool though. We can see that was definitely worth it. I mean, VonIvan lost a lot there, but you can see his supply compared to Jove's. Very favourable engagement. They both had similar starting armies. Now VonIvan's about 20 ahead. Now he's going to stick around, try to kill this M1, perhaps a few more of these support weapons as well. Stretch this lead even further. EP situation pretty much even though, because as I was saying, Von did lose a lot of squads whilst all that before, when we lost those two grenadiers over here. So he hasn't had the best capping power. But now his manpower comes a bit fast after losing all those tanks. Oh man, still could go either way. As I was saying, man, I think with Jove, if at some point he had two tanks on the field at the same time, this could have been completely differently, but every time it's just been one Sherman, one M10, and quite often not supported properly by AT guns and infantry squads. No mines, of course. Could have got mines from the assault engineers to, you know, snare these vehicles as they come for their daring runs into enemy territory. Once again, it's going to be another M10. You could always do the Captain Price thing where you just get an M10, chuck it in your base, decrew it, try to save up a whole bunch of them. But it's a bit late for that now. I'm, you know, about to tick under 100 VPs sometime soon, I imagine. M10 takes a few flak panzer shots in range of taking a Faust, and does take a Faust. But VonIvan's got that 7% increased range there. Might have caught Jove off guard. Tried to get out, fix critical. Ooh, very close. That artillery shell almost wiped both these Grens. He does have a bazooka on one of these squads. Trying to finish this job. Trying to finish the M10. Trying to get that final Faust off. He's going in deep for it. So this M10's going to try to come around the side. There's a machine gun here. Got a line of sight having been blocked. Is he going to get it? Oh, he does. He gets it right at the door. Perhaps if he paid a bit more attention, maybe like tried to turn it around this corner a bit more. Got behind the line of sight blocker there. I'm not sure. Might have gone down either way. And it looks like that 240mm artillery didn't really land on too much there. Still, VonIvan's infantry forces, I mentioned it before, very, very slim. Looks like he lost a grenadier at some stage. Now starting to spam Pios because he needs the repairs. He's going for another flak panzer. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And VonIvan feels like it ain't broke. Gonna get 3 flak panzers now and 3 Pumas. What a sight! Kind of surprised he didn't go for another command tank. Kind of similar to the flak panzer in its anti-infantry capabilities, and would buff up his squads, buff up his tanks. Bit better armor against those bazookas.
Flak Panzer has arrived.
And yeah, once he's finished repairing all his stuff, he needs to start spamming those air mines once again. Because he's actually starting to run a bit low on VPs. I know he's been trading well these last few engagements, but he's starting to feel the pressure here. A lot of bazookas and AT grenades coming in here. But also a lot of flak panzers bleeding these squads quite heavily. And he does have his repairs nearby. In fact, this squad just hit Vet 2 in that last engagement. That's where they gained their increased repair speed, so that's nice. Going to be very helpful for Von. In fact, he's so desperate, he's bringing his mortar in to try and cap. Weapons strewn about the battlefield. Yeah, 27 kills for this mortar. He hasn't even been super active with it either. I mean, he's just been parked around like either here, or it was over here for a while, but it's been getting the job done. Another flak panzer. Oh, come on now, Von. Come on. Get a squad to cap some territory with. He's got a triple cap running now. Jove draining up very quickly, and that's double AT guns for Jove.
I say again, allies at 100 points.
And he's going to need it against all of this medium armor and armored cars.
What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits? Green as green can be. Well, grab your shit and follow me. How can we help?
Ooh, bunker going up. That's a good idea. Still got a couple air mines here from that previous burst or air mine building. But that's a good idea. Bazookas. I mean, bunkers to deal with squads, though they can be damaged by the bazookas. And here comes a good push. Got 2 AT guns, forcing back VonIvan's vehicles. A couple of bazookas as well.
Our bunker can now accommodate an MG-42.
And VonIvan trying to put down air mines could backfire on them with bazookas firing in the region. Oh! Just as I say it, there goes one squad. Bazooka setting off the air mines, wiping one of Von's, and that was the Vet 2 squad as well. That's a costly loss. Needs those repairs. Jove just chucking squads into the center. Not having much luck though. And And that AT gun is dead. Got the mortar barraging the bunker. But I think that's going to be it. 25 VPs left for Jove. And he surrenders. Oh, well. That was a crazy, crazy game. Long one as well. VonIvan, he got off to a shaky start, but traded so well, you know, constantly getting 2-on-1s against Wolverines and Shermans. Traded so well with his armor. And Jove, never at any stage, I don't think, did he have 2 vehicles on the field at the same time. I think that's ultimately what cost him the game. Just constantly getting swarmed by overwhelming numbers of columns from VonIvan. And yeah, probably at some stage maybe should have got some mines down from these assault engineers. Maybe just, you know, left some vehicles in his base decrewed. Try to get a bit of an army going himself. I don't know. Anyway, really well played by Von, taking down what many people thought was the #1 seed. Played out of his mind both the times as Ostia. You know, a lot of people think, you know, Allies in the lead, and I agree with him. So really impressive for him to take both these games as Axis from Jove. And I'll wrap on that, guys. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below, though I have a bit of a backlog thanks to all these Warpaint replays. So stay patient. I may or may not be able to get to your replays. Anyway, guys, I'll wrap on that. Goodbye and good luck.